This my good side?
All right, Tampa Bay. You hear the music this week. I mean, we ain't playing. We ain't playing nothing but the fiddle, I guess. Harp or harmonica or something. So we jump right on this thing. We got so much going on. Did you hear Kanye West went to the White House? Yeah. It was some people got butt hurt over that.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they've been crying.
And CNN went full-blown racism, called using the Negro word. I didn't know Negroes could use Negro words like that.
House Negro. See, had them been Republicans, of course they would have accentuated, what part of it they want to accentuate it so that they do what they do. And again, they get a bye, they get a pass, because somehow Democrats supposed to be synonymous with people who actually love or like black folks.
So the racists are allowed to be racist?
Yeah, they get to accentuate their racism because it's okay if they say
racism,
it, but it's not okay if we say it. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. We're going to give you the information we give you every week. And then we got some guests here this morning. And again, I just had to say something about Kanye. And I'm going to tell you, it's some people jumped off buildings and probably ran out the street in front of cars because he said his mega hat made him feel like Superman. He said that was like a cape.
I thought that was I thought that was the funniest line of the whole thing.
I mean, I'm serious.
But the funniest visual was watching Jim Brown. Jim Brown was just sitting there with his hands over.
He got that. It's cool.
Well, Jim Brown was sitting there with his hands folded like he was actually Superman. You forgot Jim Brown, who's actually Superman. So I thought that was the best part of the whole thing. I tell you what, I'm not going to do, and I would tell Don Lemon from CNN. And people who are listening know that I ran for office against a black man.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did.
Twice.
Yes.
And I never, not one time, spoke ill of him in public, and I would not ever do that. Barack Obama was president for 8 years.
Is that because you have character?
Well, I don't know. You know what? 8 years, and you know what? And I've been podcasting for 8 years, and although we disagreed on policy, I would never speak ill of Barack Obama in public. As a matter of fact, I think I cheered Barack Obama on when he said he didn't let his daughters watch the Kardashians. I thought, well, that's a good dad.
That is a good.
That's a good dad,
right? Because there's nothing safe and wholesome about young females
watching the Kardashians.
Yeah.
So I only had if I found something positive to say about Barack Obama as a man, I always did. So it bothers me that someone like Don Lemon with that platform would attack another black man in public. Right. And basically say that he has some sort of mental disease and bring his dead mother into the situation. I thought that was completely beyond the pale.
You pulled out all the stuff.
Completely beyond the pale.
We got a caller, but we're going to give out all the information and get the show started and then all that other stuff.
Hurry up, because I got some good history here.
And then we'll get to the caller and then we'll do the show. So we got to at least open the show. So we got people on the line and we didn't even start the show yet. So for all those folks who know where they are and know where their kids are, because younger folks are actually listening to this show. Because I have them calling me and being involved and going to those career fairs and some of the other stuff we've been doing. Want to know where we are with the Black Bank, the Black Credit Union.
How about the flight, the airline thing?
Ashley Airlines. Yeah. So again, we're going to hit all that stuff up. Okay, for those who do not know and don't have the call-in numbers to the show, for those folks who want to talk on the air, comment on the air, the call-in number here for WTMP is 813-251-9867. 813-251-9867. Do not call me during the next hour.
Do it. Right now.
I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you my cell phone number, my personal cell phone number, so that if you need to call me after the show
or anytime before,
come on, y'all. You can call me. So
don't let me
Eddie
down.
Adams Jr. cell phone number 813-230-8867.
Here we go.
331.
There we go.
We
There
got
you
it.
go. My people. My people.
Thank you.
Willie got fans. They do it every week. Okay. 813-230-3312. Website, porchtalkradio.com. That's our website. Eddie Adams' email address. Eddie, EDDIE, at porchtalkradio.com. Just the way it sounds. All right, thank our sponsors, because this is why we're able to do this show every week. Is our sponsors pay for this show. Somebody had told me one time that this show was free. I say free to who? Because we pay for it. The other folks may have free radio shows, but we are capitalists. So we come in and we pay our money, and they give us an hour on the radio every week. And we pay for an hour on the radio every week. And we have been doing this in some shape, form, or fashion for over 8 years.
That's a long time.
2 years here. Matter of fact, this is show 107.
What?
So that's 107 shows we've done, 107 Saturdays we've been here with you doing what we do. And the folks who allow us to do that is the Hillsborough County Republican Executive Committee. Those was our first sponsors. They the one who started this. We had the dream, and they allowed us to follow up with the dream and do what it is we do. And we appreciate them, and we recognize them every Saturday we're here, because they're one of our first sponsors and one of our major sponsors. So when we first started, they was our only sponsor, and they paid for the whole show. So again, thank the Hillsborough County Republican Executive Committee. Another entity that's been with us for the whole time is Todd Jones. Todd Jones is a property appraiser, a great property
Good
appraiser.
man.
Probably one of the most credentialed property appraisers
He really knows what he's doing.
in the state of Florida. So thank you again, Todd Jones. And bringing up the rear and probably one of our most respected sponsors, and been with us and hanging on in there is John Desbrow. John Desbrow owns Print Fast Printing Company, and he also sells cars on the side. He had a car lot there.
Good Guy Cars at 8412 Industrial Boulevard. And speaking of that, the car of the week for them is the 2003 Toyota Matrix, selling for only $3,900. It's got 158,000 miles, beautiful miles on it. But we know when we talk about Toyotas, those cars are just getting started. It gets 25 in the city, 30 on the highway. It's a four-door wagon, 1.4 liter engine, automatic transmission, 4-speed. It's silver on the outside, black on the inside. But go to goodguycars.com. That's goodguycars.com. Or you can call our friend John Desbrow at 813-999-9992. 813-999-9992. Golly, I love saying that.
999.
That's like a Herman Kayne thing. all them nines. You caught up on them
999.
Yes. So again, we're gonna give. We got another call. Wow. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and give the shout out for folks who come to my birthday party this afternoon. I do have some flyers here at the station. The address for the birthday party, Eddie Adams Jr. birthday party this afternoon from 2 to 6 p.m. at my office. Address 234 Bullard Parkway. So if you come to Temple Terrace, main road is Bush Boulevard. It turns into Bullard Parkway. If you see the Temple Terrace Library, you're on the wrong corner. That next corner is 234. Next corner is 234. It's in the same block as the Temple Terrace Library. So if you see the Temple Terrace Library, you're close. All right. So we got that part of the business out the way. We want to give our condolences to the folks in Tallahassee and the Panhandle. Yep. They had a hurricane run through there this week, and this a tremendous amount of damage and devastation and ruined lives, and again, we want to give them our condolences. Before we get to our guests, we got a couple callers early in the show. Caller number 1, come in. What say you this morning on Porch Talk Radio? This is Eddie Adams and Willie and Gabriel and Tim in the studio, and we got a couple of guests, and we'll introduce them a little bit later. Okay, what say you this morning?
Yeah, this is Brother Pelham from Beulah Baptist Church with the mayor court.
Yes, sir.
I want to say hello, radio listening fan. Praise God. Beulah Baptist Church mayor court is celebrating our 34th anniversary on next Sunday, October 21st at 4 p.m. Come out and help us celebrate. Great lineup, just to name a few. Special guests include Dr. Echo from Ocala, Florida, Company of Praise from Gainesville, Florida, and recording artist Albert Sanchez, plus many, many more. Minister of Ceremony, Sister Diane Hughes, and Jamel Dorsey of St. Petersburg, Florida. Come on out and help us celebrate this great anniversary. Want to see your face in the place.
All right, thank you for that. Next caller. All right, we ready to go then. So we got some guests here in the studio. You know, we've been doing some stuff since the beginning of the year. We had some issues, and the community say, well, since you guys are not just entertainers, that you're part of the community, you're trying to make Hillsborough County a better place to live and all the stuff that goes with that. And we brought up the thing of in which we said, okay, well, we're going to try to help some of these young males sleeping on their girlfriend mama's couch. You know, we started job fairs. So because we want to give those guys a sense of being so they can get off their girlfriend mama's couch, you know, get their own place, whatever they need to do. So we started doing some career fairs, and we started the process of doing, try to create a black credit union, a black bank, because the community needs its own financial institution. We just wanted to give you the update. We're still working on that, and we have the person for the state of Florida who's in charge of credit unions all over the state. So they're coming to Tampa on November the 20th. So that's 2 days before the holiday, but that's the only time they can come. So we're bringing them here to meet with our group that's in the process of making this thing happen. So we want to make sure we got the right information, we got the right people involved, and that I just wanted to give you the update because that thing is moving forward. And I told you a couple weeks ago, I went to like a seminar, and it was called RE Mentor. RE Mentors, and they're a group out of Boston. And what it was they was a group that tell you how to buy multi-family residential units. So apartment complexes, you know, developments, you know, things where there's more than one family unit. So anything a duplex or more. So matter of fact, if you buy 100 units at a time, they'll give you a bonus if you can afford to buy 100 units at one time. Again, but what they do was they have a group organization that shows you how to do that and how to do the financing and all that kind of stuff. Well, I came and talked about it on the show, and of course, Mr. Willie Lawson knew somebody who did that locally. So
I get around a little bit, and I actually do some work with the gentleman that I'm about to introduce, and one of them has wrote a best-selling book. He was Simon & Schuster best-selling author on this very, very subject. So when you started talking about it, it just sort of welled up in me. So if we can, without further ado, introduce the force and the heart behind Buy It, Rent It, Profit, and the Landlord Academy, Joe Cashman Ebanks, and best-selling author, Simon & Schuster author, Brian Chavis. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
I know y'all don't wake up this early on a Saturday.
They look like millennials, so yeah, this is kind of early for millennials.
No, I mean,
I just look like this. Don't let it fool you.
It is like,
I got a 6-month and a 3-year-old.
Yeah, it is like these guys don't work, but it is Saturday morning.
Yes.
And I wanted to, you know what, I got hooked up with them because I helped them with their podcast. And both gentlemen have a really, really impressive story, especially Brian. Brian has a really impressive story of how he got here and what they do. So if you will share with our listeners a little bit about your story, and how you got to where you are. That would be cool.
Yeah, well, number one, thank you for having me. Greatly appreciate you guys having us on the show. I know we're doing radio, so I'll try to keep it down to 30 seconds.
I got
You know, I got started in the multifamily industry working, leasing. I played basketball, kind of bounced around. When I figured out that career wasn't going to go too well, you know, my pops told me I got to get out of the house, get off that couch.
There you go.
So I got a job in the multifamily industry, leasing apartments, learned the ropes. You know, never really had a college education, so I just kind of, you know, got involved with this industry because they allowed you to live where you work. My vehicle wasn't running that well, so
your mobile transportation.
Yeah, transportation wasn't that far. Yeah, so you know, so I thought it was a good gig. So I got, you know, and I figured I could sell anything. So you know, leasing apartments wasn't anything. So I got in the industry, learned the industry. Years later, decided to kind of branch out on my own. Didn't have two nickels to rub together. Tried to, you know, try to get involved with investing. Really didn't know how to do it. So, long story short, through a series of events, you know, I ended up writing a book, selling it out of the trunk of my car. I used to do these little seminars out of Kinko's, the broom closet on Dale Mabry. One thing led to another. Fast forward, you know, Simon Schuster picked me up. Ended up writing a book, Buy It, Rent It, Profit, which has since been revised last year in September. That's the book that's in the U.S. Library of Congress. I was signed to a 3-book deal with them, so I also wrote The Landlord Entrepreneur that came out last year as well. But you know, not only being an author, I'm a practitioner. So you know, started my own syndication, raised money, and started going out there buying apartment buildings. You know, I've been doing that since the early 2000s. Syndicating deals and working projects. You know, of course, everything kind of came to a grinding halt, as you know, Willie. In 2012, when I was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and that kind of really, you know, that I had to sell my interest. I didn't have medical insurance at the time. I was a young entrepreneur coming up, and you know, I was strong as a bull, never had a cavity. So medical insurance, I just thought that was just a way to get in my pockets. It wasn't a smart investment. Little did I know.
Yeah.
So. You know, I get diagnosed with a brain tumor, I have a seizure. I lived over on Davis Island, end up having a seizure. They bring me to the hospital. They tell me I have a brain tumor, which really set a whole bunch of events into play in motion. So I had to begin to start liquidating things, ownerships and property management, ownerships and companies that I've started, and liquidating interest in some of the investments that I had, and really had to start over. So, and actually just this year, last October, I started another syndication. And this syndication, again, is designed to go out there and own and operate multifamily. And so now, you know, I decided to I guess this is the second act.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, so ideally what we did was kind of rebrand, because most people thought I had died. So, you know, it was like, you know, you got this book out there.
Well, the news of your death was premature.
Yeah, it was premature. It was premature.
He hasn't risen.
Yeah, I have arisen. So, so you know, now coming forward, you know, I've got to see, you know, being out for 4 years, I got to see a lot of various different brands come up that talked about the same things that I've talked about, written books about the same subject matter that I've talked about, and gone on to, you know, create these large organizations that do a lot of great education and training and great syndication. So of course, naturally, that's something I wanted to do. So I came across Joe, and so me and Joe was like, hey, listen, man, you can't do it by yourself. You know, let me jump in here and help you out. You know, let's start Buy It, Rent It, Profit Corporation. Let's train, let's educate, let's create syndication. Let's get out here and you know, get you back in the game. So that's kind of how we came together. Because, you know, if you're the smartest person on your team is in trouble.
That's right. That's what I said.
And I noticed everybody was still referencing his material.
Yeah. That's one thing you told me. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, I had a lot of people come to me,
Right.
you know, when I started coming back. And, you know, I made a lot of bad decisions. So if we do have any young, older entrepreneurs out there, trying to get everything back, I made a lot of bad decisions as far as putting people around me that didn't have my best interests at heart.
Right. Oh,
So
yeah.
I had went through a few of those individuals. And again, sometimes, you know, those, I have no ill will to those
No,
individuals.
that's the
They're good
learning
people,
process. Part of the
but
process.
they just didn't fit me.
Right.
In my vision. So it didn't work out. So I came across Joe and we talked for a while. He came out to the apartment building that I just got purchased in downtown St. Pete.
Okay.
Met with him, talked with him, and that was one of the things he said, and you know, and I was very impressed by the things he actually said. It wasn't so much about, you know, how people normally come at you with a whole lot of accolades and patting you on the back and telling you how great you are, and then it's like, yeah, okay, good, you sound like the person I, you know, it was more so, you know, just some of the things he talked about, the vision, and talked about educating, and talked about, you know, growing the brand, and the fact that, yeah, hey, look, you know, people are using your material and going on to do, you know, a lot of great things. What are you gonna do about it? You can sit here and sulk, or you can get back in the game, and you know. So, no, I liked a lot of things that he was saying. Joe has a military background, and I think that, you know,
Hello for all the Army veterans.
there it is.
Right,
So, you know,
right.
that for me that bodes well, because I like that structure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
You know, that get it done.
Save a lot of black males. The Army, the military saved a lot
Yes,
of black
amen.
males
Yes.
from themselves.
Yeah.
Save me.
Yes.
So yeah, you know, that's you know, that's what I can get in on a 30-second segment on a radio show.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, and just like the podcast, you don't have any, Brian doesn't have any concept of what 30 seconds is.
No.
I love Brian to death, man, but you have no concept of what 30 seconds is. But that's cool, and you cover a lot of territory. And the thing that I like about what you guys are doing is the education piece. I think that a lot of people who are listening, and our host even has some rental property, but it's unfortunately in freaking New Jersey.
Yeah. Jesus.
Jersey,
Oh,
Jersey.
Man, I
It's
anybody
the bane of his existence.
anybody who's ever heard this radio show know the armpit of the world, not America, of the world is Camden, New Jersey.
Oh.
And they do have mobsters up there and all that stuff. You hear about the
And most of them are in
mob
government.
is true,
Because
because you're paying fees and bills. I mean, usually every city got user fees. You paying fees and bills up there for water, sewer, lights, and stuff. That for a house that ain't had the water, sewer, light cut on in 5 years, and you still pay those bills just like somebody's living in them every day paying them. So again, somebody's getting my money.
You gonna pay these?
Yeah, you gonna pay. Oh, you ain't got no choice. Yeah, you ain't got no choice.
There's a lot of folks who have, you know what, maybe they have a house that they've inherited, or a
Yes.
duplex they've inherited, and that kind of thing. And they've learned that maybe they want to take the next step. How do those people take the next step? What's the stuff they have to know?
Well, see, there you go.
There's
You
a
know,
lot.
this man, this is how he gets me. He tells me I got 30 seconds. Then he asks us an open-ended question. Really takes 30 days. How do you put that together? Man, if I could tell
you gotta
you
go to the boot camp for that.
But in all seriousness, you know, if I could tell people how to build wealth in 30 seconds,
Okay.
then you probably shouldn't take that advice from anybody
no.
that can tell you how to do something in 30 seconds. So
Right.
I'll leave it at that. To stay within my 30-second time frame, it can be done.
Yes.
It can be done. It's possible. But I'm not going to try to articulate how to get involved with real estate on a 20-minute segment.
But you do have an event coming up, right?
We do.
There you go. See that?
See?
There you
Great
go.
segment.
See,
Some
see,
edit
see,
that.
There you go.
There we go.
Let me turn my mic over here. Yeah, roll over here.
I was trying.
Willie trying to set me up.
You trying to roll the segment over?
I was trying to get there.
He was taking the circuitous route.
The securities route.
I was trying to get there because obviously there are a lot of moving pieces to
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes, sir.
And there's a lot of things that people do have to know. And you can go to you can go to YouTube, you can go to the internet, and you can get you can audit the process, like auditing a class. But in order to get the meat that you can actually eat and use
Right.
to get into the process, you probably need a mentor. You need to actually invest in yourself and get into a class,
Absolutely.
get into a program, and in just a couple of days, actually on October 29th and 30th,
That's
that's
correct.
Monday and Tuesday at the West Shore
For sure, Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn, the Buy Profit Summit is taking place. What are the kind of things that people are going to be able to find there? What are they going to be able to take away? What's one major thing they're going to be able to take away from their time at the Buy It Profit Summit?
Well, pretty much the summit is the
Introduce yourself.
This is Joe Ebanks.
Yeah, this is Joe Ebanks, aka the Cash Man.
Yes.
It's basically the introduction into multifamily apartment complex buying. At this particular event, Brian and I are going to show you pretty much walk you through the whole process of his book, the whole buy it, rent it, profit. From finding the deals to analyzing the deals. He has his attorneys coming to speak. He has the software that he uses to manage the properties that they're going to be there. We have thought leaders from Tampa Housing Authority, from accounting. I mean, he's put together a 2-day event that's going to be unbelievable. I mean, for the price that we're doing it at.
I didn't put it together. He's modest. Joey put it together. I'm lending my name and my talents to him. So Joey put it together. Big shout out to Joey Banks. He put it together for you all. I'm lending the the knowledge and expertise, but no, he put this thing together and is making the book come. Really, we're bringing the book to life, and that's what it's about.
And we're trying to just do it affordable for everyone, because everyone else wants to charge thousands of dollars, and we're like, you know what? We're just gonna do this at minimum cost.
Well, the one I went
For
to
your
was,
Starbucks budget.
the one I went to was $1,500.
Yeah, see, this is $29, and I guarantee you, if you come to this, you'll learn more than you learned there.
You say $29.99?
$29.99.
That's $29.99.
$29.99.
That's important. That's what goes on.
Basically, when
you
you're
got
taking
to.
you and your lady to Applebee's, you can get all this knowledge to get cash flow for the rest
It's
of
your
your life.
Starbucks budget for the month. It's
For
your
the week.
Starbucks budget.
For
For the
the
week. Yeah, I'm
Starbucks.
sorry. I'm sorry.
And I don't want to get personal, but I want the audience to know who these two brothers are I'm sitting here talking to. How old are you brothers?
I'm 44.
So that would make me 41.
Okay. See, these
It's always 3 years younger.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what Joe says,
Yeah.
Brian's always 3 years younger.
Yeah, I had 3 years.
I just wanted you guys to know we're sitting here having fun, but we're talking about something that I have taken seriously, because my vision, I inherited 4 houses from my dad. My dad died in 2010, and so I bought 2 more since that point in time, and then now I'm responsible for leasing and controlling my mother's house, which is over in Lake Wales. So I had this vision. I said, okay, when I grow up, I want to have 10 houses. Well, I went to this seminar, and they basically say, well, you can have 100 for the same effort. So that brightened my mind.
That's the light. That's the light bulb.
So I'm gonna be. I don't care where you have this thing for $29 as opposed to $1,500. I wanted to get the advanced knowledge. And I'm contemplating, how I'm gonna get the $1,500 to go to this big thing. But if you guys got one, you're gonna do the same thing right here locally for $29.
And keep in mind too,
$30.
the knowledge that the knowledge and I seldom toot my own horn, but I'll say this, my book was written in the early 2008.
Okay.
But there's only one of us in the U.S. Library of Congress on the subject matter.
Okay.
So at the end of the day,
No said.
Yeah.
If the government trusts me and says I'm a valued source
Good.
for the knowledge. So my point is that there's going to be a lot of people that come up and preach and tell you that they're a guru or expert. The internet now with the ability of social media has created thousands of thought leaders, self-proclaimed thought leaders, experts, and my thing is that at the end of the day, come out to downtown St. Pete and see me at my apartment building.
Walk the property.
Walk the property with me. I invite people, and Willie will tell you, I invite the young, anybody.
All the time.
And I'm not charging anybody a dime. I may put you to work. You have to come out there, maybe water my plants, or I'll show you how things are done. Take the detail.
Grab a paintbrush.
Grab a
Hey,
paintbrush.
I'm getting ready to sign up at Irwin and do welding, so I'm gonna pick up a new skill so I can come
There you go.
do and help,
I'll put you to work.
and make some stuff happen.
We got some projects for you. But yeah, that's my point, Mr. Eddie and Willie, you know this from being around me. At the end of the day, I'm a practitioner, so there's a lot of thought leaders that will try to get into your pockets because their business is designed to make that 15. And I'm not knocking that because we do have programs that but at the end of the day, the knowledge to get you in, to get you started, it shouldn't be $1,500. Now, of course, you want to get a mentor and coach. You are going to have to pay for it. But at the end of the day,
People that bring skin to the
at
game.
the end of the day, look at who is speaking.
Right,
What-
yes.
Just make sure that person on the stage is someone that's credible.
Yeah, they're just not using the whiteboard. They're actually doing it.
Right. And this is something I want to make sure my audience knows and understand. This is part of what we said when we said 2017 was good, but 2018 was going to be better. And see, we ain't at the end of the year yet. We getting there. We in the final quarter. But see, look at this information we bringing you. And these brothers going to give you the information again. You write it down because I know a lot of you guys have not visioned yourself owning 100 residential units. That's apartments, you know, houses, however you want to count them. Because right now, here in Hillsborough County, this information I got the other day from somebody who says they knows, you know, but you know, even government officials sometimes. But right now, in Hillsborough County, a 2-bedroom unit, be it a duplex, an apartment, or whatever it is you rented, is going for $1,025.
He's correct.
And that comes from the county because I'm involved in another group. And we trying to get a grant from the county, and that's what the county say that they're paying. So you're talking about $1,025 for a 2-bedroom unit, be it a house, be it a apartment, be it a condo, whatever it is you got. That's a lot of money. So multiply that times 100, and that's what comes in every month. And if you doing Section 8 or anything else, the government is not late because I got one of my houses is Section 8. And the government pays on time. Matter of fact, the government pays early every month.
Right.
And I ain't got to worry about it. All I got to do is keep the unit up.
Ain't that nice? Mailbox money.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and they do come in the mail, so I have them send me a check. I still like that thing. You know, they do direct deposit,
Right.
but I want to touch it, feel it,
Yeah,
right
right.
on the back of it, and then give it away.
Give it away.
So yeah, that's part of the experience, you know. So,
You signed up for that. I don't steal that from me.
When we started this, you mentioned that things would get better, and we started talking about jobs to start with. But you know what JOB stands for? It's an acronym for just above broke.
yes.
There are 3 ways to make money in this country. There are own a business, investments, and real estate.
Right.
So
And
if you-
stealing.
So if
I'm
you
just saying,
no,
for those who
no, stealing is not one. But if you combine
SCA.
but if you combine real estate and investment, that's 2 of the 3 ways that most people in this country become millionaires.
Right.
And once you have rather 2 out of 3?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right here. These and again.
And you can get started with this process for $29.99. All you have to do is invest a little bit of yourself and the time on October 29th and 30th at the West Shore Marriott.
Yep.
And just sit and absorb and invest in yourself.
And if you're unemployed,
Dream.
get off the damn couch because the job ain't gonna walk. I'm gonna tell you what just happened. Your opportunity to not only improve your life but your family life just walked in the door, and you sitting there on the couch. You see what I'm saying? Or at the table, or you're outside on the porch, or you're in the backyard, wherever you at, it came to you. Because this is information, this is knowledge. Now all you gotta do is take some action. Show up, find out what it's about. And again, sometimes it may not be the deal for you right now, but it puts that thought in your head. Because until I went to this thing, like I said, I thought 10 houses was my goal, and I could retire and take my 10 houses and income from that and live, you know, live a decent life. Because I'm retired. You know, I'm 65, so I got Social Security and I got a pension. But I won't need that. That'll be spending money. I can use that to go buy popcorns and go to the movie and take my family out with. Because if you got 100 units, damn. I'm just saying.
Now you build a legacy.
I'm being straightforward. I can live good. I can do like young folks. I could get me another house or something to live in.
Absolutely.
You know, I could get a house on the river. Do
Absolutely.
like people in Timbertown with some money.
And
I go live on the river.
There's a big difference between being rich and being wealthy.
Right.
Rich is measured. You know, when you're talking about building wealth, it's a different mindset.
Right.
You know, and for those who are saying $29 or even $1,500, and to be honest with you, even $1,500 to be able to build wealth for yourself is a drop in the bucket. That's why they're charging that. So if you can, I know plenty of people that go to school and spend hundreds of thousands on education and ask me for a job every day.
Right.
I went to school with a lot of them. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, guys, that's what it really boils down to. You know, you'll find $29, you know, to go and buy, you know, beer, weed, whatever it is. You know, you'll find $29 to invest in some of those sin habits. So we're just saying, you know,
Invest in your future.
Invest in your
Invest in
future.
your family.
I'm gonna throw this out there. If you don't have $29.99, $30, and you really want to go to this thing, call me. I did this once before. Somebody did call me.
Wow.
So
That's
if you really want to do
That just
this,
gave me chills.
you really want this thing, cause I'm about helping this community, and I figure, hell, if I can invest $29 in you or $30 in you, somebody else in your family can invest $30 in somebody else in your family, because this is a family thing. I'm trying to help this whole community move forward.
Right.
I mean, it'll be a big old turn upward if this community no longer had to depend on everybody blowing a dog whistle for its politics. Oh, we're gonna give you this and we're gonna give you that. Don't fall for that.
No, please.
Get your own stuff. If getting your own stuff mean, buying an apartment building or, buying a couple of houses, because them people, even if they Section 8, they ain't gotta pay you. The government send that check directly to you. It don't give it to them and then have them give it to you. It send it to you directly. So I'm talking about change your mindset. Stop thinking about owning 10, start thinking about owning 50 to 100. And think about you and your family if you own 50 to 100 housing units.
Well, I think the process changes from trying to find just a job,
Right.
just go broke, to not only investing for yourself, but because you have these investments and you're now an owner of something, the ability to employ other people, to bring other folks along.
Absolutely.
Because that's what it's. Because that's how you change. That's how you change. Generationally.
Yes.
That's how you change your family's generation.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's how you change generationally.
It don't include 4 years of college.
Doesn't necessarily have to go to college. Now it does include you
Some understanding.
some education.
Yeah, some understanding.
Absolutely.
Because this isn't stuff that you do by the seat of your pants, or you have to do by the seat of your pants anymore to be successful. So it does require some investment in yourself. Like I'm not going to say find $30 to buy weed. Don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
Just being real.
Yes, I feel you, but the idea is take those funds that you use for other stuff and start investing in yourself. Find that $30 and buy a book. Oh, I know, and read it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And get that information in you so you can help not only yourself for now, but your family forever. I know this will sound, a little pie in the sky, but a person can come to this thing, start with $30, and change the entire direction of their family.
Right.
Absolutely.
If that's your heart to do.
For generations.
Well, and because what I know personally is both of these guys are willing to help the person who is willing to work hard and has that dream and drive and desire to get there. Both these guys will help you. It isn't like you have to do all this stuff by yourself. It isn't like you're out in the woods, out in the wilderness. If you're willing to work, I know Joe and Brian are willing to help you. So you're not going to be by yourself. So listen, guys, spend the $30.
Own
Find
the
it.
block that you're claiming, because that's my biggest thing in our community. You want to claim a block or a territory, own the block that you're
Own it.
claiming.
There you go.
Somebody else owns it.
That's-
Own that apartment building. There you go.
Somebody's gonna own it.
That's our fishing thing. Remember, anybody that's heard this show, I have given you guys the fishing thing. Oh, give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach him how to fish, teach him how to feed himself for a lifetime. Okay, well, anybody who heard this show know
Teach him how to buy the pond.
we go to the next step. We want to own the damn pond, the river,
The block.
the beach, the ocean, wherever it is we fishing, we want to own it and every damn fish in it, so we can go fishing and eat whenever we get good and darn ready. See, that's how we go to the next step. See, because our vision ain't about eating, fish every day. We get to eat fish whenever we want to. We on the pond, we on the lake.
Yeah.
See that that's going to the next step, and that's where our vision got to be. I have this thing that I read, that's part of our program, where I say black money, black folks spending money. Your money got to be smart money. It has to have power. It has to have purpose. It has to have vision. That's how we change everything.
But we'll close with this. But on that note, because that was powerful. But going back to what I was telling you guys about, individuals will invest in either beer or weed. The idea is that individuals, that's what they're investing their money in. There's a lot of young cats out there right now that have $30, $40, but they'll go spend that on a pair of Air Force One. It doesn't have to be a sin like weed or beer, but they'll go out and invest that $30 in a pair of shoes. They'll go out there and invest that money elsewhere. The idea is
renting rims.
renting rims. So there's a lot of, but what you said, there's a lot of wisdom in what you said, because you have to understand it really starts not necessarily with trying to figure out how to buy apartment buildings. That $29 coming to the
Right.
event is really around getting around individuals that will sow a seed into you. Because really really for me, the experience, just being around other individuals who are doing and are highly successful, and who are taking their money and investing their money in projects and businesses, whether it be, whatever that business may be, just being around other entrepreneurial minded individuals is going to be able to help you,
Right.
drive those points across. Because right now, most of us are conditioned to take that $30 and go buy beer. Because what we see on TV or social media, or like I think you guys mentioned the Kardashians,
Right.
it's take your money and go buy something that they're selling you.
And
So
just eat out one
figure out how to
time a week
reinvest.
less.
Yeah. Well, think about this, and this is the thing I tell people: you can't beat God given. That's why I offered up the $30, because I'm not gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to these brothers for you. So if you call and say I need it, and you're gonna show up, see, that's the other thing. Now don't have me pay the $30 you don't show up. See, that's real important about anything that we do. You got, your word is your bond. I'm like this. If I tell you I'm gonna do something, and if I tell you I'm gonna be somewhere and meet you, anything I say to you, you can take that, because that's my bond. And so if I'm gonna pay your $30, I pay the $30. You show up to the event, and then we got a connection, because that furthers your life, makes things better for you.
And if you don't show up the following week, we're gonna have a beat down.
Well, I got
Call you out.
I got a connection with the popo. So we gonna send the cops over and have them follow you around. See, that makes black folks paranoid. If you tell police gonna be following around, now they're gonna be paranoid.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yes. We're not gonna have
Another
that.
radio.
Give everybody the information one more time, and then we gotta
Alright,
go
so
into the next.
It's the Buy It, Rent It,
next one.
Profit Summit. You can get a hold of us at 800-535-2476. That's 800-535-2476. Or go to our website, which is buyitRentItProfit.com/BRP Summit. Or just go to our regular website at buyitRentItProfit.com. And you can find us on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Can we put a link off our Facebook? We put a link off our
Yeah,
Facebook.
we put a link on our
And
Facebook.
there's already a link of the event on the Porch Talk Radio Facebook page.
All right.
Good deal.
So thank you guys.
Thank
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you.
Make
Thank you.
some money.
If you guys can, stop by. Stop by. I got plenty of food, good music, the whole
Thanks for
nine
having
yards. All right. Okay, so we're gonna go to On This Day in History, which is a good segue into our next segment. On this day in history, October the 13th, 1579, Martin de Porres was the first black saint in the Roman Catholic Church, was born on this day. So we like fellow, birthdays, got the same birthday. And he was the first black saint for the Roman Catholic Church. On this day, October the 13th, 1775, the U.S. Congressional Congress ordered the construction of the naval fleet. So the U.S. Navy was born on this day. So far we got some good folks happening, some good things happening. On this day, October the 13th, 1792, the cornerstone of the executive mansion was laid in Washington, D.C. The building became known as the White House in 1818. Also on this date, in 1854, the state of Texas ratified a state constitution. On this day, 1953, Eddie and Rosalie Adams gave birth at 9:45 a.m. to a bouncing, brown-eyed baby boy, which they named Eddie Jr.
And the world has not been the same.
And finally, on this day, October the 13th, 1953, an ultrasonic burglar alarm was patented by Samuel Baggo. All right.
Here's some quick history, Eddie.
All right.
Add to that. And this is what amazes me, because I know we have a very smart listening audience, and CNN has actually Nickelodeon audience has been rated larger than what CNN has right now.
Right.
But that's all right. So, as we go forward, what's transpired this week, and this has a little bit of history in it, with a classy class act in the middle of it. So, for example, in last week, Kanye has been called a dumb Negro, a white supremacist, a house Negro, mentally ill, a token Negro, and that's all from CNN people, basically,
Right.
as well as Uncle Tom. Now, again, I said we have a smart listening audience compared to what CNN obviously have.
Right.
Because if you knew who Uncle Tom was, he was a black Christian man that basically helped black people become free. Now, there's a good story on him, but don't go to Wikipedia. All they're going to talk about is, well, Uncle Tom means someone subservient.
Who sat by the door?
Yeah, that was basic, and that's about Wikipedia. And you've got to be smart enough to go, well, there's got to be more to this
Right.
Uncle Tom. Okay, it was actually out of a movie, out of a book, and then a movie that was done. But he was a Christian figure and hero portrayed in the book Uncle Tom's Cabin. Uncle Tom is ultimately martyred. He's beaten to death by a cruel master simply because Tom has a sacrificial heart for others and refused to betray the location of two black women who have escaped slavery. I wouldn't mind being called Uncle Tom. That is awesome. So when you hear this BS from racist CNN, that Kanye West is being an Uncle Tom, you got to think, are they really that stupid? Or they're just ignorant? Or they want us to be that way?
Yeah.
You got to think, but let's go back to 1972. James Brown walked into the office with Richard Nixon, shook his hand, and you know what the media called him? Uncle Tom. James Brown, this is a class act.
The
James
Godfather
Brown.
soul.
Oh my
The
God,
Godfather
James.
soul.
And the stupid media, racist media. And you know what the regular people did? All the sheep listening? It's okay. It's okay when they do it. Now we need this listeners to think about that. Go, why do I want that poison coming into my spirit, into my mind?
All right.
You can cut that channel. You can change that channel. Go ahead, Ed.
Well, let me tell you something. And again, anybody, see, I keep saying anybody who's heard this show and everybody's been listening to this show for some period of time, understand we are not politically correct. So we're not trying to be politically correct because everybody's blowing those dog whistles and they have trained you to react to all of this stuff. But I'm going to tell you right now, I personally ignore any white person, again, I'm just saying I'm not politically correct, who called me Uncle Tom because you don't know what the hell Uncle Tom is. You don't even have the experience to
That's
be
true.
able to tell me
You're right about that.
and me to actually respect you for calling me Uncle Tom, because the reason you're calling me or any other black person Uncle
It's
Tom
derogatory,
because
supposedly.
they have not done something you would like for them to do.
Oh.
And that is your way to supposedly get back at them by calling them names. And Democrats are good about calling people names. But again, that's a name called as stupid. It makes no sense. And if you're uneducated, then you may actually be offended by it. But I can never be offended by a white man or a white female calling me Uncle Tom.
So your value is not in their words, you're saying. Your value is
it
given
has
by
no,
God.
It has no value.
God has given you
It
value.
has no value.
Because you have Christ. But these other words, now David Chappell, who's a comedian, right? David Chappell? Chappelle. Defends Kanye West, says, that's my brother, I support him.
Right.
Oh my goodness, this is awesome. People coming out of the woodwork saying, wait a minute, you doing a beat down on my brother here just because he doesn't think the way you want him to think?
And the thing that gets me is, and there are black folks who hate Trump, even though he's never actually done anything. I'm picking out my people. See, I'm like the Uncle Tom thing. I'm calling out people who look like me, who think like me, have similar experiences to me, and they hate Donald Trump. Hate is a powerful emotion, and to waste it on somebody, I mean, hate takes negative energy. It builds up in you. Hell, hate makes you sick.
Why would they give themselves over to something like that?
I'm just saying, hate. If I hate something, I got good darn reason to hate something or somebody. They've done something to me and my family, you know, and they build up that kind of negative emotion in me because negative emotions are destructive. So the fact that you hate somebody who's never done anything to you, matter of fact, more black folks got jobs right now because of Donald Trump since slavery. This many black folks ain't been employed since you ain't had no choice. And I mean to say it the way I said it. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
And the good thing about the time that we live in now, you got opportunities now that you haven't had, you know, in my lifetime. And like we just said, I turned 65 today. I'm 65 years old. And opportunities for black folks in America. He even said, if you want me to. Now, again, this is something like, you know, if we've had black presidents. So we had a black president. So all the white presidents, all the other white presidents, you know, he said, if you want me to, I will come clean up Chicago. I will stop all the daily and weekly murders that's happened in the city of Chicago. People in Chicago think about it. Well, let me think about it. And see that stuff, that's the kind of stuff. If I'm going to hate something, I'm going to hate that.
That's insanity.
You got to think about killing 70, 80 people every weekend, dying in the streets of Chicago, just living, just going home, just going to school, just doing the stuff normal people do, you know, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and you may not make it from your house to the store or back home, but just because you live in Chicago, but just because you live in a certain part of Chicago, that's not America. And nobody in Chicago is concerned about cleaning it up or fixing it, and everybody's like, oh, you lying, they want to. Well, again, you ain't done it. So we got somebody who know he can do it. If he's sending the military or he's sending the National Guard, again, they're going to kill black folks. Guess what? There's a shitload of black folks dying every day right now.
All right, listen, here's some of the...
In Chicago.
Here's some of the statistics to give Eddie a chance to calm down a little bit. Year to date, 400 people have been shot and killed in Chicago. Year to date, 2,004 people have been shot and wounded. There have been 465 homicides in Chicago year to date. This week, from the 7th to the 13th, this week, y'all remember the Seminole Heights killer? We had 4 people get needlessly murdered,
right.
And we nearly shut the city down.
And the anniversary of that was last week.
You remember?
Yes.
This week, 13 people were shot and killed in Chicago from the 7th. This week.
But the media's not covering it.
32 were shot and wounded, 45 total shot, 14 homicides this week. Now, yes, Chicago's a much bigger city than here, but you know what? The carnage is the same. You know what? Somebody knocking on somebody's mama's door, telling them to come identify the body, that horror is the same.
Dead black folks is dead black
folks. No matter where you find them, no matter where you see them, that's the same. So, yeah, somebody's got to do something. As a matter of fact, this is why Mayor Rahm Emanuel is not running for re-election, because there was a whole bunch of black folks and poor people who live in these communities who were just sick of nothing getting done.
Right, and he actually turned Trump down. Trump offered Rahm Emanuel, dead fish. They offer him the opportunity. We will come and help you with your problem in Chicago, and he said, no, we don't need it.
You know, and this is
Yeah, they did it this week. 13 people got shot and killed. They did it this week.
Yeah, understand, folks, that this has been going on for how long? How long has Chicago been under Democrat control?
Forever.
Never.
Since I know Mayor Daley.
Okay, now wait a minute, gentlemen. Wait a minute. We're going to be fair now. We're not going to do that just because it's under Democrat control. Now, how about Philadelphia? How's that doing?
Right. Philadelphia's under Democratic control too.
Okay, how about Detroit?
Detroit's under Democratic control too.
Do I see a pattern? Something's going on, folks. Something ain't working here. Oh.
Well, let me do this too. We did the on this date, and now I got to say, because we got to be political, and I got to tell you guys, you know, the show before us and all the other shows on TMP are supporting Andrew Gillum, and I'm telling you, we cannot ring that bell. We cannot ride that train. We cannot get in that line because there's too many things. Again, you know, because he's black, he saved Medicare for all. Do you know that in 10 years, national Medicare is gonna go away because we can't afford it? So I mean the country, that's what everybody paying in and doing all the stuff that they normally do.
Eddie, now I've worked with Medicare for many years in the insurance industry. Now, technically, do you understand there is no Medicare trust? It is a percentage of the money that rolls in month in,
every
month.
day.
There is no protected lockbox. There
Right.
is no protected account that has the money sitting there saying,
Right.
"Oh, look, that's the Medicare money. Don't touch that." So it's a percentage
Right.
of what now. What do we know about all the politicians up there? They're all grabbing a percentage to go
Right.
do their own little projects,
Right,
to do their own little things. And then what about the retirees that have been paid into the system all these years?
65 years.
We're down to block cheese,
Yeah.
something to try and help them get by, because right now they're saying, well, we don't have the money.
10 years.
Wait a minute, we gave $150 billion to Iran in cash, pallet loads.
On
Where
pallets.
did that come from? But we don't have money to take care of our own people here?
And see, and the other thing that you got to understand too is only 15% currently, at least that's the number I got. 15% currently of the U.S. population is on Medicare, Medicaid, and after you come 65, I think they've been running me down all year, reminding me of that I have to do something, sign a piece of paper, or call some folks and get on the list. Because if I go to the hospital, if something happened and I go to the hospital, no matter what kind of insurance I may have that's mine, Medicare is going to be first. So that's what
I'll
I
be
heard.
there with you, Eddie. I'll bring a shovel.
That's what they say. So whether you want it or not,
Yeah.
it's still going to be in effect after you get to be a certain age.
Part A is your free part, and Part B you pay for, and you pick that up whenever you don't have any medical coverage otherwise.
Okay, now, so I'm just telling you guys, this is something that somebody is selling you a can a can of worms. So when you open it up, it may maybe say corned beef hash on the outside, but when you open it up, it's nothing but live worms inside. And because you've been taught to listen and hear and believe what these politicians tell you, don't be stupid. I'm real serious about this. Because somebody promised you something and they are a candidate. One of the few elected officials that was a candidate and made promises to the people is Donald Trump. But you hate him.
He's keeping all of his, although.
He's keeping promises,
Yeah, that's
but you hate him.
Yeah.
Also, Andrew Gillum is willing to legalize marijuana. And his excuse said, well, we can tax that and get some more money. Getting more money all the time is not the issue
Wait a minute. How
for
does
politicians.
That,
It cannot be.
Denver did the same thing.
Right.
And where's that money going? It's not going to education.
Well, they got problems.
They don't know where that money's going.
Denver got
So
problems.
we want to trust the politicians with more money.
Right, yeah.
They can't handle what they got now going on.
Okay.
That's a disaster.
Part of Andrew Gillum's platform is impeaching President Donald Trump. How the hell you make that part of your platform? I
That's weird.
think
That's weird.
it's going to be good, and without any cause, let's impeach Donald Trump. That's a dog whistle, people. He wants y'all to hear that, and all of a sudden he's a savior. He's a good guy. That ain't Kanye West putting on a mega hat and saying I'm Superman. That's somebody saying we're gonna get rid of Donald Trump because I know that's a good vote for me because you don't like him, and I'm gonna make that part of my platform. Has no base of reality whatsoever.
Now, folks, I want to do a quick step back here. We're bringing information to you. We're bringing job opportunities to you. We're bringing in real estate opportunities. Chance for you to not be just getting a job, which stands for what?
Just above broke.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work. We get tired of that stuff, folks. We want you to be able to grow. We want you to be able to prosper. We want intellectually, mentally, physically. We bring all this information to your table here every Saturday morning. I've got some good medical, health, dental stuff I want to bring to the table next weekend. We're going to put a link on our website. It's going to be absolutely, the rate structure is amazing. The services are great. It's cheap. It's affordable. And you cover the whole household. And then, of course, Medicare season is getting ready to open up right now, October the 15th. There's going to be a lot of great changes. I've been in this industry for many years. That's coming to the table that can offer people going into the Medicare years or just the being qualified for it, where you can get a lot of some of the medical care is going to be free. That's offering on some of the great new plans being put out there now for people, retirees. We're going to bring a lot of good information to you, folks. It's about you. You getting better, getting stronger, and not dependent on other people. Like Eddie says, We don't want you to just go fishing somewhere and just have that fish. We want you to have the lake it's in, the property it's on. We want you to grow outside of your thought process.
All right, now this is a quick, I'm told we got 2 minutes, so my candidates want you to put this, I want you to get this every week. Ron DeSantis for governor, Rick Scott for Senate, Chad Chronister for sheriff, Ross Spanos for Congress, District 15, Ashley Moody for Attorney General, Melissa Spivey for School Board, District 4, Jared Smith, County Court Judge, District 5, Michael Eisley, County Court Judge, District 8, Dana Young for State Senate, District 18, Tom Lee, State Senate, District 20, Jamie Grant, State House 64, and Todd Marks, County Commissioner, District 7. And until next week when we do this again, bring you more time, more information, more good
process.
stuff. See you then. We love you. Bye-bye.